Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a corner shop, block for block, step by step, in Minecraft for all of your city building needs. Not only will I show you how to make the entire outside of the build, but I have also designed the inside as well. This particular corner shop not only has the shop floor, but we also have a small living space upstairs as well. Fun fact, I'm hidden somewhere in the intro of this video. If you spot me, leave a comment down below. The first person leaving a comment getting it right will have their comment pinned. This is the amount of space required to make the build. I would highly recommend recreating this grid in your world if you are building this somewhere specific. To find the starting position, simply begin at the front left hand corner of the grid, count backwards, find the third block, and that is where we start. And here are all of the materials that we will use throughout the build. Please do make sure that you have access to all of these. Begin the build by placing 9 polished granite in a row on the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then place a polished black stone wall, a green concrete behind it, leave a gap of 1 extending right and place another green concrete, polished black stone wall in front, then place a polished granite to the right, turn this way and extend the polished granite this way by 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Leave a gap of 1 and place another granite. Then extend the granite across the back of the build, lining up with where we first started, and then join all the way back to where we first started, just like this. Next, we are going to remove all of the remaining grass and grid from outside of the walls that we have just built. There's not much of it. And we will replace all of that empty space with smooth stone, or whatever material you use for your pavements / sidewalks. I almost always use smooth stone myself. Then we will move inside the build, remove all of the grass that is in here, and we will replace this with brown concrete powder, or whatever material you would prefer to use for a floor. I'm going for a carpet effect because it just seems to fit the vibe of the build. I think that now is a great time to add the main entrance door, which is a dark oak door right here, and the back entrance door, which is a dark oak door right here, and later on we will also need one here as well, but why don't we just place it whilst we have it. Next, let's place an additional 2 rows of green concrete left and right of the main entrance. 1, 2, 1, 2. Place a glass block in between them at the top, a bell in front of the glass, place an additional 2 polished black stone wall on top of each wall as well. Then move over to the left side of the build here and place 1, 2, 3 bricks extending along the base of the wall with a row of 3 glass pane, 1, 2, 3 extending right. Then add another layer of glass on top. Then add a layer of 4 bricks on top of this block, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then place 2 glass pane on top, 1, 2. Then extend the glass pane to the left by 1 row, just like so. Then place 2 rows of bricks right of the glass pane, 1, 2. Then add 2 rows of glass pane, 1, 2. Then add a layer of bricks. Then add 3 layers of glass pane, 1, 2, 3. Then add another layer of bricks. We are then going to extend these bricks all the way down to the base of the build, just like so. We will also extend the bricks 2 rows upwards. 1, 2. We will then extend them backwards, and we will join down to this back corner of the build, just like so. We will then add a layer of bricks underneath this top row, and then 2 rows of green concrete extending down from the bricks. Then, all the way down here at the base, we will place 1, 2 bricks extending right, followed by 3 glass pane. 1, 2, 3. Add an additional layer of glass pane on top. Then we are going to fill the remaining part of this wall in using bricks. I don't know whether to add a window above this door or not. I'm going to add one now. I'm not sure if I like it or not. I might remove it. I'm going to keep it there at the moment, but we'll see. So we'll fill this entire right side in with bricks, but we also want to fill the entire front in with bricks as well. So we are simply just going to add bricks like this. So they want to extend across the top of the entrance like so. And we want to fill in any gaps that we might have and extend up and around the windows. And as you can see, we want to extend up as high as the rest of the bricks that we have on the right side. And once we've done that, we actually want to, this might make it a bit easier to visualize, we can extend the top of the wall all the way backwards. I went a bit too far. All the way backwards, and we can join down. No, I didn't. That was perfect. And then we can just extend all the way across, just like so. And we can just fill these walls in with bricks. And I know what you might be thinking. It's a little bit boring and lazy to leave these 2 entire walls just blank. And I agree with you, but there is a reason. This build is meant to slot into the corner of a busy high street, so there should be a build attached to each one of these blank walls, which makes it kind of difficult and almost redundant to add detail to them. Then I'm lazy. Next, the roof. Begin by placing a layer of polished blackstone brick wall all the way around the very top of the build. We will then add 4 more layers of roof extending upwards and inwards. So I'm going to mark this out right now. So that would be 1, and then 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see that I've marked that out using the light grey terracotta. That's as high as I want the roof to be, and now that I kind of have a nice visual representation, I don't have to keep track as much. So that's just a nice little trick that I sometimes like to do with roofs and walls, and that's why I often like to make like boxes, as we did earlier for like the outlines of the walls, and then we can just kind of mindlessly fill them in. As a matter of fact, ladies and gentlemen, I think that we are only going to add 3 additional layers. I think that this is perfect. So, in total, 1, 2, 3, 4 layers of roof, and then at the top here, once you're satisfied, add just a layer of polished blackstone brick slabs. So just chuck that on top, or you can add that additional layer of stairs if you like. Sometimes I change my mind when I'm making these builds, and I think that that looks a little bit better, and you could even shave another row off of it if you wanted to. We have to add a drain pipe on the back right hand corner of the build, which is right here. So using tough wall, we are going to place a row of wall extending all the way up to the top. And then we are going to have a hopper right here joining down into the wall. So we are going to, I think that we'll leave it like that. I was going to remove this stair, but I think that it probably looks better with it. It's up to you. Then we are also going to add a chimney. So the chimney is going to go right. So let's actually count this out. So we want to be on the second layer of stairs, right? And we want to find the 1, 2, 3, 4th block. Remove this one, the one next to it, and then we are going to place 1, 2 terracotta here, granite here, and then a stone slab here. That's as tall as the chimney is going to be. And then right of this, we will have a granite, 2 light grey terracotta, and then extending in, we can't really see all of these blocks, but we'll have a polished granite here, terracotta, we'll have a regular granite here, and then behind we'll just have a couple of terracottas, and we'll place stone slabs on top. And it will look like this. Next, let's make this look more interesting. So, to begin, we are going to grab the stone slabs, and we are going to place a stone slab right here on this wall. So we are one row lower than the windows, and you can see we have just placed it underneath this brick. We are going to extend it all the way over to the left, extend one row forwards, place iron bars all the way around these slabs, remove this slab, place a row of ladders that extends up into the fire escape, and there we go. Underneath this window, we will place grass, and we will clad the grass with spruce trapdoors. And we will add ferns on top of the grass, just like so. Then we will place, underneath this window, melon, pumpkin, red glazed terracotta. And we will place spruce trapdoors in front and to the left side, just like this. Next, place a barrel here, right of the red glazed terracotta, flower pot on top, and then a red mushroom inside here. We are then just going to add some signs to the top here, so we'll just have like melon, and then an oak sign here, maybe poised this way, and then we'll have... I kind of think that this could be construed as apples, or any kind of like red fruit or vegetable, as you like, but I think that looks pretty good. Next, we are going to move around to the right side of the build, and underneath this window, we will have a set of 3 lecterns with item frames in front of them and flower pots on top of them. We are also going to add spruce trapdoors left and right, just flipped up, like so. Grab your 6 favourite plants and place them in either the item frames or the flower pots. Next, leave a gap of 2 extending right, so 1, 2, and then place 2 yellow terracotta, 1, 2, against this wall. Remove these 2 blocks, 1, 2, and place bookshelves in the wall instead. Add glass in front of the bookshelves, yellow concrete to the right. Then we will place... As a matter of fact, we don't even really need to place any blocks left of these. So originally, I kind of cladded the whole thing in like bamboo trapdoors, but I'm realizing that maybe a little bit of yellow carpet, or any kind of carpet just across the top, I think would look pretty good. So from here, we're just going to add a couple of item frames, mundane potion, potion of healing, I just like the colours, it doesn't really matter which one you use, and then a pale oak sign right here. Next, come all the way over to the front right hand corner of the build, and right here we will place a dark oak fence gate with a black concrete on top. Flip up a couple of spruce trapdoors to the left and right of this, stick a trapdoor on top, item frame here, white banner here just flipped down, and do the exact same on the back as well. Next, we have a bunch of canopies to add, so let's start all the way over here on the left. So in this position, we will place 1, 2, 3 spruce fence extending up from the ground. Here as well, 1, 2, 3. And then either side of the entrance here, we will have 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. And then just on the side here, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. And the canopies are really simple. We want to use a mixture of smooth quartz and dark prismarine stairs, just extending around the top of our stairs, and then above these we will place a dark prismarine slab here and here with a smooth quartz slab in between. And we will do this in every single case. I'm not sure about this next little detail here. I was considering having a bunch of paintings in this position, so like on just the right side pretty much. Just a bunch of like random 1x1s and 2x2... random, he says. Okay, just a bunch of 1x1s and 2x2s to kind of look like advertisements and stuff, because like oftentimes these sorts of builds will have like just a bunch of different advertisements, whether it's advertising stuff that's like being sold in the shop or whether it's just a paid advertisement for something else. I don't know if I like it or not is my thing, but I maybe you've got a stronger opinion than me. Next, the sign itself. Throw down a limb, open it up, place a green banner in there with white dye. The first letter we must make is C. So that's the chief pattern, base pattern, and then pale dexter pattern. And I should make room. That's a lot better. So the next letter we will make is O. This is the pale dexter pattern, pale sinister, chief, and then base. Next is R. This is pale dexter, chief, and then bend. Next is N. This is pale dexter, pale sinister, bend. Next is E. This is pale sinister, chief, fess, and base. Next is S. This is chief, base, and bend. Next is H. This is pale dexter, pale sinister, and fess. Next is P, and this is the last letter actually, so this is pale sinister. Put green dye in, apply the per fess inverted pattern. Put white dye in, apply fess, pale dexter, and chief. And with these banners, we can make our way up to our green concrete area and place C, O, R, N, E, R, space, S, H, O, and P. And if we take a little look, there we go, corner shop. So the last thing you may or may not want to do is make the walls a little bit more interesting looking by removing some of the bricks and just replacing them with different blocks, kind of like in a gradient. So I like at the very bottom we have our base of polished granite, so we're not going to change that. But kind of like in this lower area, so just below the midway line of the build, I do like the idea of having just a couple of regular granites in the mix, so nothing too crazy. And do bear in mind, we only really have to concentrate on the front and right side of the build, as the rest of the build will be covered up mainly, but we can chunk out some of the bricks and we can add a bit of granite, and then as we move slightly higher up the wall we can add a stronger block like a terracotta, and we don't have to add many of these or any of them. You can even kind of highlight the windows with them as well, so like if you wanted to place them underneath any window blocks you certainly could. If you kind of wanted to add like a corner around something, if you kind of wanted to sneakily emphasize a particular area, you could definitely do that. So something like this, and it doesn't have to be many that you replace for it to have a pretty decent impact. And you can even experiment, so right all the way up at the top, a little bit of light grey terracotta. Now the only thing with this is these are some difference makers. If you place this like this, it really does kind of like detract from the actual wall a little bit, so I place them rather sparingly if you were going to. I think my tongue just made a weird clicking sound, but anyway, we are then just going to add I think a little bit more granite just towards the top of the build, and so just a bit more. So let me take a look. So you can copy the placements if you like, or you can kind of just like do it yourself to your own taste. I think that looks pretty good. I don't think it needs any more. Something that I did consider as well was making like the outer part of the roof, or at the very least like the corner here, like deep slate brick, so like the corner, and then maybe like the edge of the roof. So just to make it, again, it's kind of like more of an interest sort of thing. Like if you think this looks better, then it does. If you don't think it looks better, then it doesn't, if that makes sense. I think that looks pretty cool. I think it certainly makes it look a bit more interesting. And you could do it to all of the corners, or you could just do it to these two outward corners. You could change the top layer of slabs as well. I think it looks pretty cool. I think that I'm going to leave it like this, but if this was placed against other builds, then this may be a redundant thing to add all the way around. But that's something that you can play around with for the roof. I think that looks pretty good. With the entire outside of the build complete, we can now head inside and work on the interior. I forgot I placed this. I just tried to close it. To begin, we will place a row of 3 polished granite left of our door. 1, 2, 3. We will then place a light grey concrete, another polished granite, then 2 chiseled bookshelf, 1, 2, then a strip spruce wood, and then 2 more chiseled bookshelf. We will then extend the stripped spruce wood up by 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 2 green concrete to the left, 2 brown concrete to the right, 1, 2, add a brick, join it down, and then add a row of bricks to the right. We want to place a light grey concrete here, and bookshelves back here, just like so. I think I'm going to surround the door with polished granite, but I would like the wall to look a little bit more interesting. So I'm thinking maybe, or maybe we can have something like this. So I'm thinking maybe we have something like this, just a mixture of blocks rather than just solid brick and polished granite at the base. Let's also stick a light grey concrete here as well. I'm actually realizing it'd be rather handy if we added the second floor in. So I'm going to place a layer of a light grey terracotta directly above our wall here, and we are placing this just in the entire space. This is going to form the ceiling. If you have a different material in mind, feel free to use it. I didn't quite know what to use, to be honest, but I wanted something that kind of like fit the vibe, and maybe this is a bit too dreary, I don't know. But on top of this, we will then add a layer of brown concrete powder. So, you know what might work as well, is maybe some sort of wood might have worked for the light grey terracotta. We could always change it later. Now, I've actually locked myself out, but in this back corner here, so, right, this is the front of the build, that's the back corner. We want to leave 1, 2, 3 concrete powder, and then we can actually remove all of these others and these terracottas, and this will give us enough room for the staircase, which I'm actually thinking about adding now. So the staircase is made using spruce stairs, and we start it right here, so we just have 1 block just as we turn this corner. So I'm imagining a scenario where we walk out here, right, and we can just have a set of spruce stairs that leads all the way up, and you'll note that this fits perfectly. And you may even want concrete powder. Okay, yeah, that's why we don't typically use concrete powder, but you can replace some of these blocks in the wall though if you want to kind of like keep things consistent, or you can kind of just leave them as they were. But anyway, yeah, this is the second story, and there will be a brick wall, so we don't even need these. So there will be a brick wall directly against this staircase that will lead here, and we will actually have a doorway here, so we could even grab the dark oak door and stick it here as well. And we will also have a wall inside of the second story, so we will have a wall that starts right here and kind of just separates the... It's pretty much just a kitchen dining room area from the rest of the build, and then we will actually cut this area in half as well using a row of bricks. So you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks on the right and 1, 2, 3, 4 on the left, and we'll just leave it like this. I just kind of wanted to subdivide it whilst we were up here. And do you know what else we could do whilst we're up here as well? Is we could just add the actual, like, the ceiling, the very top ceiling. So we can just add a layer of a light grey terracotta here, just to just where the roof line begins, pretty much. Unless you were kind of like dead set on seeing the inside of the roof, but that's completely up to you. But we'll come back up here. No, we won't. We will make the... Why shouldn't we just make these walls whilst we're up here? So let's raise these all the way up to the ceiling. We'll save ourselves a little job for later. And wherever you fancy, do feel free to, once again, like, just chunk out some of the blocks in the wall. Add a bit of... You know, sometimes a bit of random... Like, if you just kind of shake the mouse around a little bit, you know, sometimes you... I said random. We've kind of just ended up with, like, the exact same thing. So we ended up with the exact same pattern had it not have been, like, random. But do feel free to chunk out some of the blocks in the wall, replace them with... I only have granite on me, annoyingly. Maybe a little bit of light grey terracotta might work as well. Just the terracotta too. Maybe like just above the door. Or maybe just like... You know where we have the actual like door frames? It makes more sense to me to have like a bit more granite to kind of like make them look reinforced. But we could also just have lots more of each material. Like, we don't have to be massively sparing with it if we don't want to. Like, there's no reason why we have to do that at all. But we also have to get in there. So the entrances to both rooms are left and right of this middle wall. So that makes it nice and simple. So let's add the bricks here. That wall looks alright. So does that one. So does that. And so does that. Okay, perfect. So let's just add some bricks up at the top, and now we have subdivided the upstairs as well, and that looks fantastic. So door here, and let's just head back downstairs now. Well, now that we're back down here, we can place a painting here in this position and a stone button here. We can place a cake here, item frame here, bread here. I'm also going to place some spruce trapdoors in this position here and here, with some sea pickles here, flower pot here, and a couple of scaffolding here. I'm also going to have... we don't have a solid block for this, but right here I want to have a 1x2. Not that one. Not that one. Okay, that one will do fine, I suppose. Next, we will place 1, 2, 3 smooth quartz block extending out from the wall. Polished andesite stair here. Detector rail here. Pale oak shelf here. Chest here. And then on this back wall, we will have a chiseled bookshelf. And we'll place 1, 2, 3 spruce trapdoors either side, extending up. Just like so. And a spruce trapdoor here. And I'm going to recommend adding some books into the bookshelves. So you don't have to fill up all of them. You don't have to fill up any of them. You can kind of create a pattern. I think that looks pretty good. Next, I'm also just going to fill this bookshelf in here with just random items. Feel free to place something else. I'm going to stick a brewing stand back here, and we should have an item frame here, shouldn't we? Maybe have an item frame here with some TNT in it. You know, just a normal sort of thing to buy from a corner shop. And then I'm realizing this painting right here is in the wrong place. It should be one row over to the right. So we just have to annoyingly, we have to remove the scaffolding. There we go, that's fine. And then we can just replace it. That's perfect. As directly next to the painting, we will have 2 blocks of iron extending out from the wall here. And we'll place iron trapdoors on top. And I want to activate one or both of the iron trapdoors, and to do this I'm just going to have either 2 redstone torches or just one of them, and then we can just seal this hole up, and we can have some pale oak shelves in front of here. And next to this we will stack 2 rows of bricks out from the wall like this and leave a gap of 2 and another 2 rows of bricks, just like so. Then sea lanterns at the top here with blue concrete and light blue concrete in front of these sea lanterns. We will place shelves against this back wall with glass pane on the left or the right side, so it doesn't really matter. And then let's just fill the base of these in with block of iron, just like so. And we can just grab that. Then we can just fill these in with whatever you like. So I think that candles kind of look like cans of something. Of course, the potions are literal drinks, so we can fill these in as well. Milk buckets for, of course, bottles of milk as well. And then you can either repeat this or maybe we can grab a different variety of potion or something. It doesn't really matter. Next, we will leave a gap of 1 from the bricks, and we will place 1, 2, 3 bookshelves. We'll stack these 2 rows high, and we'll do the same here as well. So leave a gap of 1, 1, 2, 3, stack them 2 rows high. We will apply oak shelves to these sides of the bookshelves with either green carpet on top of these, or you could stack additional stock, or maybe like crafting tables and say like chests on top of these. That would also make sense too. So something like this or a different table I think also looks good. So, you know, again, it's kind of up to you what you want to do. I like the idea of having a scaffolding here and a couple of tripwire hooks here. Against the door, chisel bookshelf, and then flip up some spruce trapdoors like this. One here. Then we can place a crafting table or something here. For the top of the door, maybe we can just like box it in with a bit more green like this, or maybe we could even use some of the polished granite to kind of like top end this. I think that that looks fine as well. And then we can just stick like an item frame here, something in the item frame, a sword, again, kind of just a normal sort of thing to purchase from a corner shop. And we can kind of like leave it like this, or maybe we could add a little bit of green concrete around here just to kind of like accentuate it. We can replace that chest as well. Would it look nice to add a couple of banners? No, I think that that looks bad. Against this wall as well, I like the idea of having some bookshelves too. And I also like the idea of having like an armor stand over here in the corner. I think that I'm just going to place shulker boxes in the shelves here to kind of look like sweets, or, you know, just something that you think may look like sweets. I did also consider, actually, I was going to replace this like entire bit of wall here with bookshelves, which I do actually think looks quite nice. What I do also like as well is kind of like accentuating the top of the window frames with a different block that isn't bricks. Like, I think that that makes most sense. I also don't like this. What about just like a black carpet or something just across the top of the door? That looks okay. No, it doesn't. What about just granite? That might be that might be it. So, 2 things, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to place a paylook sign here, and I'm just going to write ATM in the sign, just to, you know, really cement what this is meant to be. And, you know, sometimes I like to place like rails here to look like buttons or something. So I think that that is a good addition. We'll do that to the top of the light grey concrete. Not only that, we have to make a banner for this. So throw down loom, open it up, light blue banner in there with orange dye, apply the lozenge pattern, put light blue dye in there, apply the perfess pattern, and then place. So this is how you change it. So this is an ice cream banner, right? All you have to do is put a colour of dye in there with the roundel pattern. So we have a white ice cream, vanilla ice cream in this case. And we can place... Okay, these aren't open. Okay, there we go. So why have shelves got to be so annoying? So let's just start from the beginning there. So we can open these, and in here I would recommend placing just a bunch of different ice cream banners. Now, so many times you can actually place the original banner back in there and just change the roundel pattern. So once again, we've just got to get these open, stick these here, and then once again just changing the colour of the ice cream. And I think that looks pretty good, but I do think it is worth to keep changing the colour of the ice cream. The next conundrum is what we fill these shelves in with. My recommendation is to, basically my usual recommendation, just fill them in with whatever you like. I've just went with like just a bunch of fruit and vegetables here, and I'm actually just going to copy that onto here as well. But I mean, you can literally place anything in here. Anything that a corner shop may sell. That's what I'd stick in these, but I'm not going to think too much about it. I'm just going to have a bunch of different fruit and veg, and honestly, just place whatever you fancy. Before we move upstairs, I would highly recommend adding some lights. So I actually placed them here and here originally, which kind of ruins this whole chest, but we can just shift it over here slightly. And so we'll have a lantern dangling here, and then surround said lantern with signs. I'm going for spruce, but do feel free to use something a bit more contrasty if you like. Mangrove might actually fit the bill here if you're brave enough to add some mangrove, but I think that looks pretty good. And once we've done that, this is pretty much the entire shop area complete, which means we can now head all the way upstairs and we can work on the second story. So if there isn't a building next to this, by the way, I would highly recommend just adding a glass pane here just for a little bit of light. But first things first, as we enter this room, we will place 2 spruce planks against this wall with a furnace to the right, 2 blocks of iron here, stone buttons on top, lantern here, and then we will place a row of stripped spruce wood across the top of here. Then spruce shelf here, rail here. We will then place a spruce plank here, spruce shelf here, leather here, then item frame here, and we can stock this bookshelf here, or rather this shelf, with different kitchen implements. And then this one here I'm using for like tea towels and stuff, so just a different assortment of banners. And then opposite where we have this furnace, we'll just leave a gap of 1 and place a spruce stair facing this way with flipped up spruce trapdoors like this. One here, green carpet on top, and then a spruce stair on the opposite side. So up here we do have the option to kind of like turn half of the room into kind of like a kitchen-y area. So it's already a kitchen-y area, but what I mean to say is that we can replace the floor, and against the kitchen we can have like the good old-fashioned like white and black tile, and then we could extend it out for half of the room, or we could have some green wool here, which looks nice as well. So we've got like 3 different floors. If you don't have anything, by the way, like against this wall, so no build, I would consider some glass pane in this wall with some banners either side. And then in this corner here, we will have a couple of chisel bookshelves, and we will flip up 1, 2, 3 spruce trapdoors, just like this. We'll stick a crafting table here, spruce trapdoor here, and then we can remove these 2 blocks and place bookshelves just like so. Then we can have an item frame here, book here, add some books in here, something like this looks fine. Then lantern here, flower pot here, fern here, armor stand here, and then once again, like you could add another window, maybe like here if you wanted to, or right here. With no curtains, or perhaps just like a little side curtain like this. I did also consider dropping this ceiling too, so we could have it a little bit lower down if you wanted it a bit cozier in here. I was just thinking about that as we installed those cupboards. I think that it just looks perhaps a little bit nicer, but that's just my personal opinion. Next, let's head into the bedroom, which is this left room right here. So in the bedroom, we are going to first of all stack some spruce planks just against this wall. And then we will further divide the wall by placing 1, 2, 3, 4 spruce planks extending up and around like this. Once again, we may even drop this ceiling, but before we do that, chisel bookshelves here across the top, armor stand here, end rods here, backwards facing spruce doors here. We will then place 2 green concrete here with spruce trapdoors flipped up, green bed in front, or 2 green beds in front, green carpet here, and then we can place a couple of end rods here, green glazed terracotta here, and then just a picture on the wall. So whether this represents a TV or what, it's up to you. And maybe this room doesn't need it as much. I think that, you know what, this might actually be fine. So we're not going to drop the ceiling. We'll just leave it as it is. This feels pretty nice. And then we can just head all the way into this room here. First of all, in here, we will place 2 stripped spruce wood against this wall. And then we will create a rectangle using stone stairs like this. Flower pot here, some candles here, leather here, and then green carpet in front of this. Then we will place a cauldron here, flipped up spruce trapdoor here. Against this wall, we will place 1, 2, 3 stripped spruce wood. Then flower pot here, leather here, item frame here. We will then throw down a limb, open it up, place a light blue banner in there with white dye, and apply a bend pattern, followed by a gradient pattern. Stick black dye in there, apply the bordure pattern, and then we will place this here or here, whichever one you prefer. It might make more sense here, or maybe we'll have a double mirror for the fun of it. Oak shelf here, and then we can stack this with whatever, like, I don't even know what I'm putting in here, but it kind of sort of makes sense. And then we can apply, maybe we could just have, maybe like a green banner here, flipped up spruce trapdoor and a stone button here, just for a little bit of detail. I don't know whether to kind of like create some cupboards, kind of like here, or something that looks like cupboards at the very least, to kind of like box this section in. And perhaps we could even have a similar thing on this side. Oh no. And then maybe we could in fact drop the ceiling. Unfortunately, we don't really have like a middle to the ceiling. Like, it'd be nice to place light in here. Is it too ugly to have, say, some like ochre frog light, kind of like in the middle of the ceiling, with some like spruce trapdoors, or rather, sorry, some oak trapdoors like this, either like here or maybe like down a row like this. Maybe, I don't know. Is that too ugly? I'd kind of like it to be light in here. We might just accept the ugliness. I'm just realizing that before this tutorial ends, something else we should do is kind of like figure out the ceiling area. So let's add a row of bricks in this position. So this is 1 row above here. And then we should, maybe starting here, start to add like a diagonal layer of just bricks. I think that that's pretty good. And then if we wanted to, we could just add some stairs. Even posh granite stairs would be fine. Maybe like underneath here. Maybe that looks okay. We can leave that like that, and that's perfect. And, well, with that final detail added, we have officially completed this tutorial. However, this video is not over. We must now add our corner shop into our city. And luckily for me, I know exactly where I want it to go. I actually designed this corner shop to go right here in the corner of the downtown portion of my city. And that's exactly where it's going to go. We just have to shuffle this row of builds up a little bit, and that's perfect. What do you guys think? Rate 1 to 10. You may be interested in becoming a channel member. You can click the join button that will be somewhere on the screen right now. This does cost money and is a monthly subscription, but you do get some perks. The first of which is a download link for my city design world. This has every single build that I have placed in my city, arranged in order, and labelled. This perk also comes with schematics for the mods Lightmatica and World Edit, so you can easily reference and copy and paste these builds into your worlds in any way that you'd like. However, if you're not interested in any of that building business, the highest tier allows you to download the most current version of Minicity. There are also some minor perks, including loyalty badges displayed next to your name whenever you comment something down below on my videos. Depending on how long you have been a channel member, you gain a more prestigious helmet, with the highly coveted gold builder's hat being the most valuable. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.